All right, guys, I'm Noah. Nice to see you guys again. I have my good friend here, Kelly. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Nguyen and I am a female photographer, and today we're going to be talking about being a female in a very male-dominant industry.
Yeah, so I saw her work on Instagram. This girl's feed. Ted, edit in her feed. You guys gotta see this thing. It's crazy. Your feed is insane.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I kind of want to talk about first your artistic view on how you shoot, how you edit, and like any advice that you have for other people that want to just get into this crazy world as a creative and then as a woman in a male-dominant industry.
Okay. So I'm a photographer and I started about 2 years ago, I would say, and I really started off editing first, and then I learned how to be in front of the camera, just so I had content to shoot, to edit myself. And then from there, I picked up a camera and learned how to be behind to create my own content. So when that happened, I realized I had these crazy visions in my head and I wanted to make them, turn them into reality. And from that point, I was like, okay, I have these really weird ideas. I don't really know if people are gonna like it. And
Wait. Let's talk about those weird ideas.
Those weird ideas.
Yeah,
so
that's what I want to know.
So one of my posts is literally a portrait of a female with cutout of her eye and a drip down her face.
Right?
Yes, with a waterfall going down. I'm like, this seems dope to me, but I don't know if anyone else will like it. And
Wait,
I think
how do you even come up with something like that, though?
I don't know. It's just how my brain works.
Were you sober?
Yes. Maybe a little sleep deprived. I don't know. That's probably my drug.
I love it. That's hilarious.
But-
Completely sober. You're coming up with this shit in your
Yeah.
head.
And I've always thought I was a little crazy, but I think that's the point of creativity, is being able to bring that out in yourself, because there's points I was just your typical college girl, and that was my audience, and I really focused on the idea of, are people gonna like it? Are people gonna like my photos? I'm not gonna get likes, and it gets to a point where
Validation,
you
yeah.
gotta stop caring about that, because at the end of the day, that platform is meant to express yourself, and once you are being your authentic self, that's when you start really finding your really loyal audience who love you for what you do.
And you attract the right type of artists that also want to work with you.
Absolutely, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Yeah, I've told Kelly this like so many times in person, that like it was really weird for me as an artist to go to her and say, your work is like refreshingly fearless, which is like not a normal sentence from me, because I'm already the type of person that is that way. My mindset's like, you're either on the same page as me or you're not. But I never like really have ever stopped and appreciated like, damn, this girl's edits are fearless. Yeah, that's so crazy. But like, you had told me that you still feel those fears.
Absolutely. And I think one thing that I go by in my life is you have to learn to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. So I'm scared shitless all the time, and I think that's what keeps me going, is you just got to jump over that, because once you hit over the maximum fear, there's all opportunities in life. Which is why when you reached out to me, I'm from North Carolina, I flew out and here I am. And I'm still here, and I'm very grateful for every moment and opportunity that I get in my life.
She really got on a plane and flew out here. Like, legit happened. It's happening.
I'm right here right now, and I think it's the idea of just being in the present moment every day, and I'm very grateful to be doing what I love. And I'm lucky that people like Noah recognize that, and thank you for saying that about my work, because you have to get past that fear of, that was a really difficult thing for me as an artist, is caring what other people think. I think that's something I'm learning to do every day, is just accepting and loving who I am, and along with my work itself, and it shows, and I'm really grateful for that.
My similar story to be able to relate to that is through the martial arts. For those of you guys that don't know, I used to teach a lot of kids classes when I was younger. And in the martial arts schools and that system, people look at you a certain way because you're an instructor. Like, you teach kids classes, you're not supposed to cuss, you're supposed to be respectable, you're supposed to be a certain way. And I hated that people wanted to mold me into what they thought I should be. And I was able to break out of that system. And in doing so, I stopped teaching and I really focused on just my craft. But that was like really, really difficult for me to do, because I did teach to help other people, and kind of in a similar way, seeking validation from other mentors. So I went through that when I was like 16, 17 years old. And that was, after that, I've never had that issue ever again. So for me, that's where I'm able to relate with other artists that feel that similarity. But I'm sure a lot of young women especially can relate to your story right now, for sure.
So after I graduated from ECU, I am actually from Charlotte, North Carolina, and that's where I went back. And I went through the phase of being completely very intimidated by everyone else's work. I just felt so small. And I think something that I had to learn for myself is turning that intimidation into being only inspired by other people. I think that's something that everyone really has to learn is you know your own path and everyone else has theirs as well. So might as well surround yourself with people that inspire you. Otherwise, if you don't, you feel like you're locked in a cage.
Black belt skill, white belt mindset.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
With that being said, it was not easy in terms of being a female creative. I was constantly always objectified for my work, and people never really saw me for what I do. And this is where I really had to stand my ground. I've had times where I wanted to give up so many times, and it's the raw truth. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've had many breakdowns. I've cried so many times I wanted to give up, and yet I didn't let that stop me because this is my passion and this is what I love to do. And once I built that strength for myself, I'm very grateful to even be sitting here right now. Like you said, you found me and you valued me for my work, and that is what I pride off of so much.
If you guys are watching this, I would just go straight to her Instagram and follow right away. That was super dope. What the hell? I love it. That's amazing.
So I actually started being in front of the camera before I was behind, and my purpose of that now is to help other creatives, other photographers, especially females, is to learn how to get really comfortable working with other female creatives as well. I love the idea because I want to be the person that I didn't have when I started shooting. And when I started doing creative meetups in Charlotte, I can always spot out the people who were just hiding in the corner wanting to shoot from an angle, and I would pull them aside and be like, hey, let's shoot one-on-one. Tell me what you want. You need to learn how to be dominant. You need to be really sure of what you're getting out of the shot. Don't be terrified at all to tell someone what you want to do on set. Even if you're doing BTS, if I have a moment, I'm like, can I take a moment to take this picture? Is there anything else that I can do? Because at the end of the day, it's your shot too. And I think that's very important for just any photographer, but along with females, stand your ground. You're doing great. This is our industry as well. It's not just going to be men's, and we're all equal. And remember that.
And I think the other really tricky part about this industry too is that no matter where you go, there's always creeps, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any industry. But with the art world, there's more freedom allowed with our schedule, with what we're allowed to do. There's less checks and balances. There isn't really always a boss or a system at play that says you can't do that. A lot of sets are really intimate. They're closed off, or you're just trying to work with other people. And that too much freedom isn't always a good thing. So I think just like hearing that, keep that in the back of your mind as well. Like, it's going to be everywhere, but especially here, I think that's one of the big reasons why it does happen, is that a lot of guys are offered too much freedom, and it's not a good thing, obviously. That shouldn't be happening. So, Kelly, you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're incredible. You guys go follow her Instagram.
Comment, like, subscribe right below, and thank you so much for watching.
God damn, Os.